For more fight from his players. He said he wanted to see more aggression before the game. Do you feel like he definitely got that?
Yeah, he got that. He got that. As I said, it's a hard one to really sit down and dive into because they're playing against 10 men from earlier on in the game. But everything he probably asked for, he probably said he did see it because all it's all about is getting 3 points. It don't matter how you play. When you're under pressure like Ruben Amorim's under pressure and the next games they have is Brentford and Sunderland, everyone thought they were going to lose this game against Chelsea because Chelsea have been in decent form recently. But as I said, credit to them. It's starting to click. Cunha came up off the bench. Mason Mount's now fit. Both of them are fit. You never know with Man United. They could go on a little run now. But that's what I feel like that's what happened.
But they needed a spark, didn't they?
That's what they did. They needed a spark and they got the spark. I'm beating a team like Chelsea, who I think will finish in the top 4 this season. It should give them good confidence moving forward.
Because now it's about just getting a little bit of momentum. You mentioned they've got Brentford next. What's really fascinating is that this is in the early kick-off on Saturday lunchtime. They win that. This is staggering when you look at the Premier League table. They'll move level on points with Arsenal in second.
There you go. So
obviously, it's just very tight.
It is tight, but he's under pressure, and you feel like, why is he under pressure? Because performances haven't been good enough. But as I said, if you look where the league is, and they go and win on the weekend, they're joint with Arsenal. This is how crazy the league is.
And arguably, they had a tough start when you look at the fixtures. The likes of obviously Arsenal first, Manchester.
Yeah, they've had difficult games. I think Arsenal have had the worst start. The hardest start, but definitely Man United have had hard games. But I think it's the way and the manner with the way they were losing football matches and not changing formation and stuff where people are not getting the best out of their players, why people were being critical of him. But if
that formation is not going to change.
Of course it's not going to change, so he has to stick with it and you stick. And he's going to stick by it. And if he loses his job, so be it. But he's going to do it his way. So credit must go to him. But no, good performance against Chelsea. Even though they were playing against 10 men, you can't be critical of them.
Let's bring Dave into the conversation. And Dave, you've been having a closer look at Manchester United's attack.
Yeah, because a lot of the focus so far this season really has been criticism of Manchester United's setup out of possession and the way that opposition managers have managed basically to exploit them defensively. At the opposite end of the pitch, United have been better, and really they should be. They spent more than £200 million on forwards this summer. So is it paying off? At the moment, they are underperforming their expected goals. They've scored 6 goals this season, but the underlying numbers suggest that perhaps they could have scored more. They've had the most shots of any Premier League side this season. It's the conversion rate, really, that's letting them down a little bit at the moment. They've created the 4th most big chances. So is it going to be the attack that is going to cover up any defensive problems? Are Manchester United just going to say, well, we'll just outscore you?
Yeah, I think that's what they did in the summer by spending over, as you said, 200 million. They should have gone and got a number 6. That's what they needed, a centre midfielder. If you're going to play that way, you need someone beside Bruno Fernandes that can do that. And I know they want Belieber, they were interested in him at Brighton, but that's where they should have strengthened. But I think you hit the nail on the head. They're going to try and outscore teams because they know they haven't got the players that can probably defend how they want to play that. But one thing they can do is cause problems. I've been at a lot of their games this season. Fulham, they were very good, but they just can't score goals at the minute. It's their finishing, and people will say it's unlucky. It's not unlucky. You're creating the chances. You've got to be clinical. You spent a lot of money, and it's down to that front three to deliver.
Anyone from Palace would fit into the United team? Maybe a number 6?
Yeah, there is, but I don't think we need to talk about Young
I don't think he's
Wharton.
been linked with United, to be fair.
I think he'll be linked with every other team, but no, let's leave Adam Wharton where he is. He doesn't need to be spoke about. For now, let's leave him where he is. No.
Manchester United and Chelsea delivered a thrilling contest under the lights, with both sides fighting hard in a match that lived up to its billing. The game opened with high tempo as United pressed forward early, while Chelsea responded with quick counterattacks, setting the tone for a pulsating encounter. In the second half, moments of brilliance defined the battle. Manchester United broke the deadlock through a clinical finish, but Chelsea's resilience shone through as they equalized with a well-taken strike shortly after. Both managers urged their sides forward, creating end-to-end action and drama until the final whistle. Despite chances at both ends, neither side could secure the decisive winner. The draw leaves Manchester United and Chelsea locked in the race for a top-four finish, with both clubs showing flashes of quality but also areas needing improvement. The result ensures the Premier League table remains as tight as ever, promising more excitement in the weeks ahead.